Alright, hello everyone. Hello everyone. Manny here. Or let me retry that again. Rise and shine, Stellarians. I keep forgetting it already that we're trying a new intro at least. Rise and shine, Stellarians. Fallen Star Manny here. Today we are playing another game from Galgorithm, who, who, who created the wonderful Opus Torrentia. And it is a episodic visual novel like series, which is A World for Us, and this is the prologue, Nurture. A World for Us and no one else. There we go. I forgot. Prologue Nurture, which is about like someone who has a disdain for the world except for one person, and so we have an obsession, basically probably related on the titles, as you can see. And we're gonna see about that in a moment. And if there are no warnings beyond this, there's always going to be warning at least at the start of the pages, so take note of that. Anyways, without further ado, let's just start the visual novel. There we go. At least there's some warning. Thankfully, so I don't need to. Warning. This story contains harsh language and themes some may find offensive or triggering. Eating disorders, ableist language, insults to physical appearance, weight, facial features, okay, child abuse, etc. Well, if you mind these warnings, proceed with caution. If you can't handle these, then stop the VJ. Stop the VJ here then. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. You see, it's kinda not loud at least. It was August 13th when I first met you. Well, not technically, but when I first saw you. Okay, let me... Settings, here we go. Let me increase the text speed. Not technically, but it's... okay. It's when I first saw you. Today the world changed. Interesting. It's still very loud. Okay. Let me also lower the sound volume. It was the start of a new year at a new school, okay? Was I excited? Nervous? Well, I don't remember. Probably not. It doesn't matter anyways. No matter where you go, school is school. The same brain dead grind surrounded by a faculty of failed adults and classrooms packed full the next generation of failures destined to succeed this current. That's an interesting way to describe a school. Well, depends anyway. I was expecting to participate in my day, week, in my day, /week, /year, /life, with as much zeal as was typical, which is to say, minimal. Okay, none of the activities of middle school ever required, nor deserve more than the bare minimum amount of effort I had found. Interesting. And so, I acted as appropriate. I acted as was appropriate. I became a completely inoffensive and assuming face in the crowd. Interesting. Not stupid, not dorky, not athletic, not outgoing, not quiet, not funny, not anything. I can relate on that. Nothing yet. I was perfectly nothing. Relatable. And I like it that way. Still depends. I guess I would say partially true for me. But you were something. You were everything. I had noticed you because of your knee-high striped socks, Converse, studded belt, dyed hair. Yeah, record age here. To see. Yep. Embellishments that were indicative of what I believe at that time. We're cool kids. You always were the type to express yourself, huh? I guess you can see that way. And that's true. It was that unapologetic boldness of yours that caught my attention. Up to this point, I had only seen pictures of people like you online. I didn't know people actually dressed that way in real life. To be fair, my last school made us wear uniforms. There really wasn't much room for fashionable expression aside from maybe putting some silly bands around your wrist. Yeah. Well, until the damn things got banned eventually. Banning colorful rubber band bracelets. How pathetic can people be? True. Imagine being threatened by freaking silly bands. Detestable excuses for adults. Well, funnily enough, during my school times, I guess, I never wear any of those. Maybe I did. Even outside of school, no one dared dressing uniquely in my humbled mid-sized theocracy of a hometown. Interesting. I imagine it's because people apparently believe God would zap you straight to hell for wearing silly bands or something. I don't know. Not like I cared. I never had any of the stupid things anyway. Anyways. Wow. But here, in a different school, yep. In a different town, a girl like you could exist. Wow. Yeah, so that was really... There you go. There's the things before. I didn't speak to you that day, or the next day. Understandable. It's a struggling thing to speak. For a while. In fact, I ignorantly didn't think much about you, aside from the initial impression. I really was foolish back then, huh? I mostly just spent my time assimilating to my new life. Yeah. Finding my spot that would allow me to pass through this mandatory phase of my life with as little resistance as possible. See, to do this, there are two expectations you need to satisfy. What adults want and what other kids want. The key to keeping the adult interference at bay was simple. Just maintain good grades. This was simple enough as the middle school curriculum is easy to adhere. Simple enough as the middle school curriculum is as easy to a near insulting degree. And yet, somehow people would still manage to get bad grades. Human idiocy will never fail to amaze me and piss me off. In some certain thing, that is very true. I can relate on that. Especially now, lately. That is more ever present, really present at this point. About how the world is lately. Teachers and parents would trust me enough to leave me to my own devices. So I gladly took advantage of the opportunity to avoid interacting with any of them. Interesting. Avoiding students bothering me was another story. But there's a formula for that too. be boring, I guess. Be nobody. And you and I just kidding. It's kidding. That means don't be too anything. Yep. Too funny, too smart, blah blah blah. I already said all of this earlier. But a huge factor of keeping people away is, paradoxically, to keep a select few close. I guess that's true. I hate this part, but it must be done. I had known one girl there from elementary school already. So that made it a bit easier. Instead of needing to assess the entire class for the most valuable friend asset, I could just capitalize on an existing relationship. Interesting. She came to be considered my best friend strictly out of necessity. Plus, she had a group of equally unmemorable friends that I spent my school days with, also out of necessity. Sure, they were brainless and interesting worms, just like the rest of the kids. And sure, being around them made me cringe so hard I'm surprised my face didn't get stuck in a permanent skull. And yes, being around them made me question my faith in humanity daily, back when I had any. Believe me, if I had my own way, I would have spent my time alone, preserving my sanity and my dignity. And my dignity. Unfortunately, the world is not that simple. Daily solitude would make me a target, a mark. I would have been a sitting duck for any jock kid with a low self-esteem caused by a troubled home life. I guess, yeah. Mommy doesn't love me, and it hits me. I'm gonna pour milk on a kid who will one day become a functional member of society, unlike myself, in hopes of temporarily ignoring my glaring inferiority to my peers. That causes me deep insecurity that I am too stupid to actually understand. That sounds really, really right on the spot. Give me a break. And while I could hold my own, while I could hold my own against those imbeciles, I decided it's not worth the effort. Okay, I can really relate, I guess, especially with how life has been lately. Till to this day, even on the internet, there will be like pretty much people that will just like, even if you never said anything really bad or anything at all, like it's just really nothing. It's just innocent and things. They will just like go on and just think that's like a negative thing, despite clearly said something that will just like, Anyway, I don't want to dwell on that further. I'd rather be invisible, true, and camouflaging myself with a group of bland acquaintances was the best way to do that. Yeah. Social expectations. What about that girl? Well, to be honest, back then we mostly paralleled each other, only acutely aware of the other's presence. Interesting. Maybe I'm being too generous. I'm sure you didn't even know I was alive. Yeah. We orbited past each other like desolate moons around the planet of our middle school. Closely at times, but never coming in contact. Yeah. It's gonna be, unfortunately, become like, special target at that point. At the right time, maybe. We didn't sit near each other, never drew attention. We weren't sports stars or class clowns of any of the school's gimmick characters that will make us stand out. Yeah. we both appeared totally average in our own little worlds. Yeah. Or so I thought at the time. In my young foolish perception, I hadn't known you were different, unlike any of the worms that writhed around you. Unlike me, you were perfect, wholly perfect. So, utterly perfect. The perfect girl, the perfect person. Yes, it wasn't until one fateful lunch period, one of the girls I was associated with due to social captivity brought you over. Unbeknownst to her, that would be the most important thing she would ever achieve. Likely, it was the sole purpose of her existence on this planet. She came adorned in the same style, which had caught my attention on the first day. Cute colorful accessories, a graphic tee I may be vaguely recognize, the ends of your collarbone length, brown hair, dyed now, dyed now a fa- dyed a now faded purple. It was here, seeing her up close for the first time, that I was able to notice that you were also stunningly beautiful. You had piercing black eyes, a cutely round nose, an adorably characteristic gap in your front teeth, and hints of freckles dotted around your face. Hey, I wonder if it was obvious that I was awestruck. Awestruck. Did you notice? I'm gonna save here. I also forgot I didn't even notice I am recording on 30 FPS, so I'll be right back. Alright, sorry for the cutoff. Here we go. Unfortunately, it was already kind of too late, but I guess I'm going to need it for something later. I wonder if it was obvious that I was awestruck. Did you notice? Yes, they look cool, by the way. Now I can H here, by the way. I forgot. Yeah, really cool designs. I'm not gonna lie. I learned that your name was Cameron, but you like to be called Cam. Oh my god. Hmm. Almost everyone called you Cam or Cammy. Cameron. Yes, that makes sense. A name that is a refined, acquired taste like black coffee. A name that fit you perfectly. When I first heard your name, when I had first heard your name, first looked into your sharp, dark eyes, something inside me clicked. Eureka! An indescribable feeling, like everything was right in the world. Eureka, like that indescribable feeling, like the conception of the universe billions of years ago, and eons of history that scarred this planet. It was all for this moment. It was for this. I loved the world and everything in it. It was a feeling that could only be produced by a mind so young, so unclouded by depravity, so uninfluenced by experience, so pure. Human emotion in its rawest form. As if I were nothing more than a mere instrument for the will of the universe to be realized. It is what can only be described by the concepts of fate, destiny, divine intervention. Such a feeling could drive one insane. Interesting. Interesting. Apparently, you had met my acquaintance during after-school care. You fancied yourself something of a musician, a novice singer-songwriter whose choice of instrument was a guitar, but could play a multitude of instruments. Interesting. You were in band and played the flute. I kicked myself for giving up on violin lessons as a kid. I couldn't relate to you as far as music goes. I've never been able to carry a tune or keep rhythm. I damn my lack of musical ability. Nah, it's a really cool warp of eyes. And nice as well. Like the art. Really nice. Really depicting like worry a bit. I needed to find some way to relate to you. Something for us to talk about. To do together. Some reason for me to get close to you. Joining band obviously wasn't an option. What about extracurriculars? Sports has too much physical contact. Theater is too involved as well. What about the school's journalism club? An idea so genius that it was likely subliminally suggested to me by the same hand of fate that had gotten me to this point. Yes, journalism is perfect. I can say I'm writing a piece on hand. I'm interviewing the band members. I'm taking pictures of them too. Yes, this has to be it. Are you sure? Even in hindsight, I am shocked at how well the pieces fell into place. Despite my lack of musical ability, I had found myself a conductor of fate, and the rest is history. We became close friends, best friends. I made sure of it. I molded myself into your perfect friend. It was quite easy, actually. We shared the same disdain for the world and its inhabitants. It's crazy. Like it feels like the opposite of the other game they have. I have played before from them, which is like Opus Torrentia. Okay, I forgot that mouse wheel also forwards and backwards. Alright. This filthy world. I can protect you from it. I will. And I'll make a different world for you. A world where we can be happy. A world without the rest of the incompetence we are subject to every day. A world for us. Title drop. And no one else. Title drop. Yes. Our lives became intertwined as the universe willed it. And we carried on in blissful peace. So why? Why did it all have to? Too many dots that I can't even count on how many there are. Probably there's like 4, like 3, no, there's like a lot. I'm not gonna count that. You can count it on your own. I can count it later on my own. It started in high school. It was in high school where I realized. And that's it. So that's it for prologue for a world for us. Yeah, it is very short. Again, I'm really sorry if like the first half is like or first already half anyway, it's like 30 FPS anyway, but overall it's a very interesting prologue. It does have like really started at least at that point of like what do we get as well from, like, from like the main character as well, and also like at least their obsession for Cameron. Anyways, so yeah, the interesting that it cuts from there. So I guess something happened to them during high school. So I think next time we will learn about that. So for the meantime, that's all we can learn. Overall, it's very interesting. I will still say. Maybe save. I think there's like some toxic love as well going on as well for on this series that we'll see later on anyway. But yeah, for the meantime, that's all we can see anyway so far. So yeah, overall, it's like, yep, this is like a very relatable, like, common life, just like becoming nothing. No, we're just like mostly like the main characters most of the time like a nothing burger until someone came around. So that's most of the time at the moment that we can attribute to. Whether there will be more unique things that will come for the two, and like what can we learn further after that? Like what happened? Did the relationship go astray? I think that's always going to be a thing anyway. But yeah, so yeah. Anyway, that's it for a world for us. We're not done yet. So I'll showcase a little bit of like a bit of the update of Opus Torrentia. So be right back, and we gotta go right away. So time for time for some magic. Voila! All right, and we are back in Opus Torrentia. I'm just gonna showcase like at least like some of the new updates real quick here. Oh yeah. Anyway, the Nexus is massively overhauled at this point. So that's one thing. I will not showcase everything what new graphical changes in this game, but I not see it yet. But yeah, there's like this now. There are some hints here and there now. So yeah. Also, the text is a little bit better now. So let me just the train whistle, travel. How is it? I think it's 5, right? Yeah, I still remember. All right, this is the bathroom. Or not actually not the bathroom. The inverted puzzle. And yeah, there are some other things here now as well. So the 3 doors lead us back to the thing. There are much more hints now, at least. Leads to the stairs. Okay. Travel. Other. Wala yeah. Overall, this update is really going to help a lot now. At least like you will know like where to go to at least. This one different. No. But what? Okay, here. Gomen nasai. Alright. There's like a lot of new things here now as well. Just to hint around. I think you see it. Yep. Yep, that's a blue maze. Overall, it get massive overall. Still trying to find like the other areas that I have went before. That leads back. Yep. This is I think, right? Yep, the forest. Other section 5. I'm just showcasing at least a little bit quick, and I think that will be at least a bit for the Opus Torrentia update checking. So yeah, that's basically about it. But this one would lead to like, yeah, to the pinwheel one. I think there are more pinwheels here now. Let's see the text at least. Let me see the text. No. Probably when we go down here. Travel. Hit 4. Yeah, okay. Let's see how clear the text here now. I think it's a little bit clearer now. Yeah. That's about it. So go back to station 5. Just gonna make this quick. Probably it is much better to navigate now because now you'll have ideas of like at least which doors you go through and like okay. And at least have a little bit more hint of like where you go on each of the doors anyway. So yeah. Overall this night this update is pretty neat. This one lead to the stairs. Okay, not. It's that like basically it explains at least everything now. Yep, is where you get the knife. And yeah. Well, this update. Oh, okay. The dev needs to see this. It's minor, so I don't think it's like it's not a big deal. But yep. Probably they will have a major update here later on. Then yeah. All right. Let me see what else I have not checked. This one. This should be leading to the town under city. Yeah. Travel. Station 5. And I think they... Oh god. I think I have checked everything at this point. Alright. I have checked that, that's for sure. There's like a door here if I remember right. No, not. Okay, probably here. No, this is a blue one, right? Yeah. Try to remember which one. I know there's like another one that is hallway. It's challenging to remember if I showcase everything at this point. It's been a while since I played through this, so yeah. At least now you can kind of hear me at least a little bit better. With a better mic, at least. This is... Okay, that one. Travel. Station 5. It's a little hard to see if I remember the whole map. Anyways, I already showcased everything at this point. Again, I don't remember which one I have not checked yet. Which doors? Can still be challenging. Okay, so that's a blue one. That's where I came from, right? You have the the kind of S hallway, or Z. So I think I have checked everything at this point. So yeah. Overall, it's like a pretty nice massive overhaul, and like there's like some landmarks now to mine. At least, and like it's not hard to navigate compared to before where I still struggle. I don't remember what this area is. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for everything about galgorithm. Again, I look forward to how the A World for Us will go on. Again, there's something a bit right now. I've been playing a lot of games that has like, you know, that tackles about the universe anyway, so yeah. Anyway, so that's it for as well for both games, so yeah. Anyways, I hope you enjoy. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you into another game. So yeah, bye bye. And may stars guide you.